And unfortunately, they say the curve is not at 65, it's at 95.
It has progressed.
It has progressed. So no, otherwise, it's an urgent surgery. I have a daughter by the name Nicoletta who is at home.
Yeah.
The house girl was like, hey, Mama Cherry, mtoto anazuba. And I was like, how?
Now Nicoletta, who is your firstborn.
Yeah. With help of few friends, they are like, let's follow up Nicolina's case. Because at this point, it's the one which is giving you sleepless night.
Yeah.
But since you have seen a neurologist, let the epilepsy case be tackled. And epilepsy itaisha.
Yes.
So with that spirit, I went on with Nicolina's case.
Yeah.
And I looked for funds and I went to India. And I went to India with a very high hope that shida zangu zinaishia wapi?
India.
Nikienda spine itibiwe, mashida zangu zimeisha. And my baby will be okay.
Now you're going to India when Njeri is how old?
7 years.
7 years.
We went through a scoliosis correction surgery, which took about 12 hours.
Now that's the spine.
That's the spine. But before we did the surgery in India, remember they had to do series of tests and take us through a gene test that they had to confirm really this is Marfan syndrome. And this syndrome is so new and so rare. The unfortunate thing, they found this baby have two conditions: Marfan syndrome and another syndrome by malformoid polygloid lipodystrophy.
My goodness. That
is why we were having extreme disorders and challenges with her health. And they said this spine will have to undergo like 7 surgeries before
it becomes
whatever we would wish to.
Wow.
I remember feeling like I need to fly back to Kenya and stay with my child the way she is, because I was not ready for several surgeries. But with help of doctors, they were like, if this is whatever will save and prolong your daughter's life, why not do it?
Yes.
And at one point, you need a heart surgery. Yeah. At one point, you need an eye surgery. At one point, you need a correction of the lungs. But let these series go stages by stages.
Let's start somewhere.
Let's start somewhere. And our surgery journey started. It was harsh because after our 4th day, things almost shut down.
Her system.
The lungs collapsed. The heart decided, I'm tired of this now. Yes. And I'm so grateful to...
It happened in the theater?
No, after we are out of theater. And the doctors came through. I'm happy. And they realized there was a wrong injection given.
Okay.
So the reason for shutting down was she was given a certain injection.
Anesthesia or which?
No.
Okay.
It was a continuation of drug, a painkiller that reacted with her. And they came through very fast. It was one of my hardest moments because I could see my baby telling me, bye, mom. Bye. And I remember shouting. And I'm so grateful for the team which came from Max Hospital Theatre. They came with a very big resuscitation machine. I could see men carrying it, and they resuscitated back my baby. And she was back to ICU in a coma for another 1 day. Then she started picking slowly, and it was so sad that she got a clot on the left leg. Okay. Which we tried, and the doctors tried too much. And at that moment, remember you are in another country, people want to get news. How are you progressing?
Whom were you with in India?
I was alone.
Just
it's
you
and
the child.
So, but there was a team, a member from India. I'm so happy to say this. our people who goes for treatment in India, they don't just go stay alone.
Yeah, become a family.
You become a family. I remember there was a team that I screamed and I called.
Yes.
And a lady came and stayed with that child in ICU the whole night.
A Kenyan lady?
A Kenyan lady.
Yes.
Because mali nilianguka singeamka.
Oh.
And there was also another cleaner who used to come and tap me, Mama, pani.
Yes, because water. In India also language.
Take water. Because I couldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
And I salute the team.
Wow.
They used to come lunchtime because it happened I had to stay now throughout in ICU. And we stayed there for 15 days.
Wow.
Then she regained, we went to ward. And we moved out of the hospital on a wheelchair with a very hard condition. She couldn't hold her head.
Her neck
is weak. Her hands could not hold anything.
At this point, she has already gone to theater.
Yes. Theater. And all these harsh points have happened.
Yeah.
But she is now recuperating very well.
Yeah.
And the doctor have decided we have to leave the ward.
Yes.
Because we need to be now doing physio. And remember, for those people who have gone to India can relate, they don't keep you as long as they can see
that you are recovered. You don't have that privilege.
They don't have privilege to let you fully recover.
Because also the hospitals are booked.
They're booked and they're very expensive.
And they're very expensive.
So they need that room rent for another person to come through.
Yes.
So we went back to our small room where we were staying and I used to go for 2 sessions per day for physio. And within a month, she regained her mobility and she was able to hold, she could at least walk few steps, despite they were not much. And it was so hurting that she changed her walking style then.
To date.
Yes. At one point I thought it's because of the rods, they are too heavy. This Kabode, remember at that time.
So they've done the surgery and they've put some rods on her to support the spine. Yes.
And these rods will need some adjustment after every 9 months.
Because she's growing.
Yes.
So they have to increase in size, to lengthen them.
In size as she grows after every 9 months.
9 months?
Yes, I had to plan again, go to India. And it have happened from 2020.
So this time, the first time you're in India for how long?
We stayed for 4 months.
4 months?
Yes.
Now you have left Muthoni.
It was COVID time. I have left Muthoni.
Yeah.
And remember at one point, niliambiwa Muthoni epilepsy itaisha. So I still have that hope epilepsy itaisha. And I'm like, let me deal with this serious case. And I didn't have otherwise. We stayed there for 4 months. COVID came. Before we went for surgery, there's a story that I always like to skip. Because it was so disheartening. Nicolina got COVID.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, she went to ICU for 4 days. When she was out, I got COVID.
Oh my goodness.
And by that time, that is when Kenya, kulikuwa kunaambiwa kuna COVID, lakini India, they had not pronounced it at Iko.
Oh, you're the one taking now COVID to India.
Wait, the time they said there is COVID. See, they came to us. I denied.
First suspect.
I denied. I couldn't agree.
First suspect is you and Jerry.
Yes.
But and now Jerry is getting COVID and already her lungs are compromised.
And remember, we have been battling pneumonia all through.
Oh, no.
From 4 days to even now, 7 years, we are still dealing with pneumonia.
God sometimes also is humorous.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So I am so grateful that the surgery went on and we came back. Unfortunate, my neighbors, when we came back from India, they called us imports.
Which... Here in Kenya?
Yes. Si tumeleta COVID. We came during COVID time.
Now, in India you are a suspect.
Here.
Now here umerudi.
Niko
here sasa pia huko. You went into isolation?
Yes, for 28 days.
Wow,
you couldn't see your other daughter.
Yes.
Mahali wekwa, ninakumbuka nilikuwa nakaa mahali juu kwa ghorofa. nilikuwa na mtoto anakuja kunisalimia akiwa pale chini.
Unamuonea kwa balcony.
Na sister yake anamuonea hapo.
Wow.
We used to cry.
Yeah.
Tukiingia kwa room, both of us could cry because Nicolina want to see her sister mwenye wajakuwa naye 4 months.
Yeah.
Nicoletta also need to come to the mother.
Yes.
But we cannot.
Oh dear.
But I'm so happy that I overcame through and unfortunately 2021 came. We had to go back to India again because the hardest thing with these growing rods, the rods which were installed in Nicolina's spine, immediately she glows. Instead of pulling, she beds again.
Oh.
So hypertension starts, pneumonia back, pains.
So now you are due to go to India again to adjust the length.
I was not ready to go. Why? I had an episode. So it triggered again. Na tukirudi theater kale kakitu
kajirudie. The trauma of system shutting.
Yes.
System shutting down again.
But she came out strong again after 4 hours. We were able to heal. We stayed for 3 months and came back.
So the second time you stayed for 3 months?
3 months.
Okay.
But within the same time, they did a test and found that Nicolina have a hernia, hiatal hernia, esophageal hiatal hernia, a hernia with between the esophagus and the stomach.
Wow. Now it's the spine, it's the heart, it's the lungs, it's the eyes.
So
now we have another
hernia. All through, that is why she's not feeding well.
Oh,
despite the little knowledge I have come to learn, the kids who have heart condition, they have an issue with weight gaining.
Okay.
But now also her hernia have contributed to her weight and her feeding process.
Okay.
And they have said, unless you come for the next year, you come for the adjustment, we'll do a seal-up for it or remove it. And nilikuwa nakaa kama mtu wako kwa mark time.
Yeah.
Because you're back, but you know by December, you're waking up again.
To come back.
Going to India.
Fly back to India.
And India became another for us.
Now you've gone the second time?
Third time. And I have gone for 4th time.
For 4th time.
And our 4th time...
And every time is a surgery?
Yes, it's a surgery.
Yes.
And as you go for those surgeries, don't think that the pneumonia issue, the heart issue is being corrected.
We are concentrating on the back,
spine.
On the spine.
Yes.
Yes.
But the best thing with it, it lowered the heart condition.
Yes, it's removing the pressure on all of that.
Yes, and the lungs. Now we were able to get to a certain maximum
capacity
level.
Yeah.
It raised from 70. Now we are at 90.
Yes.
So
yes, it's improving other functions.
Yes. Despite we are not feeding well.
Yes.
And we could now get at least better. If we were getting lungs issue for 3 times a year or 5 times a year, it reduced to 3 to 1, and I could see a great improvement.
Winnie, I have to say that you are one special, like you said, you are one special mother.
Yeah.
Just having all that concussions of issues and taking it the way you have taken it, I just see God in all that, you are saying. We sometimes think that our problems are too big or this is like a mountain. And for me, I remember when I started walking the journey, when Anita was small, I thought after some time, we'll get out of this.
Yes.
But as you have grown now, she's heading 28 years, we wake up one morning and we have a new issue. So the journey is quite long for special needs parents. And I have to just, at this point, just thank God. Our viewers, I hope you are getting encouraged and inspired by Winnie's story. It's a long, long story, but we are yet to hear even what happens again after the 4th visit to India. And again, what happens with Muthoni. At this time, Muthoni, the way we have put her at the back of our story, in her life at this point, she's also taken a back seat.
Yes.
But it's something that now needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
You have gone for the 4th time. And you're back.
Yes. When I was going for the 4th time,
Yes.
that was last year.
Yes, last year in 2023.
Yes, 2023.
Yes.
That is when I went for the 4th time in India.
Yes.
And something came up because Nicole Muthoni's case is not yet over.
Yes.
And at one point, her concentration in school became worse.
Yes.
So as a mother, I thought, can I go with this case and see whether I'll get a way out?
Yes.
Now I have carried how many children?
Now that's the 4th time.
Yes.
You have carried Jerry and Muthoni.
Uh-huh. And all of them are patients.
Yes.
Yes, as a caregiver, I decided anyway, hawa watoto ni wangu.
Na wewe peke yako?
Yes. And one, in my mind, I was not going for Nicoletta's treatment, Muthoni's treatment. I've gone with Muthoni so that the doctors can tell me what is wrong with this epilepsy.
Just now get a proper diagnosis.
Yes, we are taking medicine now from 5 years up to now.
Yes.
Until when will we stop taking this medicine?
From 5 years?
Yes.
Now she's about 12?
Yes,
or so?
12 years.
So you've taken medication for epilepsy for 7 years?
7 years.
Yeah. Take her to India.
Yeah, I now see, because now I have an opportunity for Nicolina.
Yeah.
Let me just pay a ticket for Nicoletta and see what will happen.
Yes.
First of all, one, I had to concentrate na Njeri, Nicolina. Na we went through. Unfortunately, we found that akona bacterial infection kwa tumbo, so no surgery which can go through.
This 4th time?
Yes. Until they clear the infection. And at that time, that is when I took that time to take Muthoni to different hospitals. I now did not go to Jerry's hospital. I went to about 4 hospitals. And they did an MRI. They took some more tests. I didn't know there is a PET scan for brain. I saw it there. I just know there is a PET scan, which is used mostly to check on cancer. But unfortunately, I came to learn that it's so fortunate that I came to learn that kuna PET scan ya brain.
Your brain, yes.
When they did it, they found akona drug-resistant epilepsy.
Wow.
So hizi dawa kunywa hizi miaka zote,
they are not helping.
They are not helping. Na hata kama tutakunywa 20 years, they will never help.
Wow.
And it became a dark point of my life. But I told myself, I need first to know I came for Jerry.
Yes.
Let's clear this infection, do Jerry's surgery, and
you deal with Muthoni's issues afterwards.
But remember, my mother, hiyo umeiondoa tu kwa kujiambia, but back in your mind, it's eating you. Because once you don't have funds, second thing, you're not ready to get to this.
And now they have diagnosed, there's now diagnosis for resistant to drug.
Yes.
Is there have they recommended, is there a recommendation of treatment or?
Yeah, they recommended a pacemaker, vagus nerve implant, which was so costly.
Wow.
It was about 5.7 million.
Wow.
So when I was in India, that is December, I remember I had gone there with the Jerry's case, which was 2.3. And since now we cannot go for treatment at this point, remember it will have to
go up.
Yeah,
because you're staying.
I'm staying, we are eating, we are paying the room rent.
Yes.
And also we have to do series of tests.
Yes.
We went to the gastroenterologist, and the gastroenterologist requested more scans and more endoscopies to rule out some few things.
Yes.
And it took us another month without Jerry's surgery. At this
now
point,
you're 2 point something million already
inaendelea.
It's going,
But with a very positive heart.
Yeah.
I knew God will come through. I remember talking to myself and told God, if only you have helped us to go through these 3 surgeries, it does not mean this 4th one. It will be impossible. And if you knew, sisi hatutakula Christmas nyumbani, tutaikulia hapa, you had a purpose for it.
Yes.
And I remember one point I got one of our very good influencer came to India, Rango Moraya. And I could look for him even at 2 a.m.
He was in India.
He was in India with
another patient.
3 patients. And I decided I'll also become his patient.
So, no, you have to. You want to add 2 to him?
Yes.
Okay.
It's harsh when you have a very hard condition, mostly in treatment. Unajua saa zingine ni lazima uache kuwa wewe and be another person for you to fight for your children and for your child's health. You have to explain to people and let people come through and come in your patient's journey because you cannot walk.
Yes.
And I was able to get him and he came through. Now we were able to do Njeri's surgery without financial constraint.
Okay.
And also remember, I went to him with a lot of appeal.
Yes.
Here is another case, which I had not planned.
You can't hide,
Please come through.
Yes.
I'm so grateful because he came through.
For both of them?
For both of them.
Oh.
Catherine, I'll say this. Parents with able differential children, never fear.
Yes.
There is a God in heaven.
There is.
God will always come through.
Yes.
And at one point, when it gets to dark moments, just kneel and God will show you the way.
Because this can only be God sending Karango to India when you are there with a deficit of, I don't know now, that's how much million. Muthoni needs 5 point something.
Yes.
Winnie, this must be God.
Yeah.
You are in India, you have a deficit of, I don't know now, this is how many millions. Muthoni needs like 5 point something. Yeah. Njeri already 2 point yake mshakula 1 month. So you need to replenish. And you hear Karango is in India.
Yeah.
This can only be God. I don't know who else can send somebody to India when you are there in need. An influencer.
Yes.
And you mentioned you had looked for Karango since Njeri was how old?
5 years. And I also know there are some friends who even talked to him
about Njeri.
Na
bado hajakuja through.
Hakuja at that point.
Now you are in India, amekufuata.
Ninamwandikia.
Yes.
So now God sent him to India with 3 patients.
Yes.
And at one point at around 1 a.m., I looked for him where he was.
Wow.
Spending and where they were staying with the patients. And we stormed there. Tukapatana na mwingine. We became 5.
5 now. Sasa Karango ako na extra.
Karango hapa ametoka hospitali kuangalia yule mgonjwa ametoka Kenya. Amekuja at 1 a.m. Amepata watu 5 wamemngojea.
God, yeah.
Do you know he could just what is this? At one point tulikuwa tunaona kama ataanguka. Because he was like, mimi nitawasaidia. He almost cried. What can I do? All of us, remember, we are so hopeful. And there was a couple. They came to India on around September. They went in a different hospital. They couldn't get help. Their money was finished. Their child was not operated. It was harsh. So I remember him lining us up, the 5 of us. Everybody was given around 45 minutes
to tell their story.
To tell our story.
And at this point, allow me just to thank Kenyans. Kenyans, this is your effort, combined effort. I know there are people who send even as little as 200 shilling.
Yes.
And it is not in vain.
Yeah.
Let's forget about those negative propaganda that people pass there. You are a witness.
Yes.
We have a witness here. You're in India. You've seen Muthoni's treatment will not be able to happen because, of course, you need a miracle.
Yeah.
But then God sends a miracle. Karango, whom you had looked for years, is here in India, and that becomes your help.
And funny thing.
And it's not, Karango is used as, as just to tell your story.
True.
The people who help is us Kenyans. So I know I have viewers all over. If you ever see a story out there, and we are also going to put a Winnie story, please, your little, your much will come a long way. If we have 1,000 people, just,
they change a life.
They change a life.
And they
touch somebody's life.
Yes. The funniest thing was Karango went back to Kenya and left us in India. And
with hope.
With hope, and tell us, I am going to pray my God to come through for you people.
Yes.
It happened again on March. He came back to India.
No, amewaacha ni December.
Ametuacha December. Sasa January nimeweza kwenda surgery ya Njeri, Nicolina. But Nicoletta's case, it's still pending because pesa haijatosha.
Yes.
And here God sent Karangos back again.
So from December to March you're still in India.
Yes,
you have not traveled back?
No.
Oh dear.
Then again, at 2 a.m., I also knocked Karango's door. I will never forget, he was leaving for Loinde back to Kenya. And
you told him, I'm still here in India.
Kenyans came through. We were able to raise $1 million that night.
Wow, in one night.
But remember, I need 5 points. I went through and I was able to get a 2.7 sponsorship. You know, as a parent, saa zingine inabidi
you become beyond you knock. You don't get ashamed of knocking doors.
You don't get ashamed of your babies.
And sharing your story. Yeah.
And there's a time that God sent people. And I was able to get a sponsorship of 2.7. I have 3.7 now.
Yeah.
I need 2 million.
Yeah.
So I was forced to come back in Kenya the same March.
Without doing the surgery?
Without doing Modhoni surgery.
Yeah.
And I came back to Karango. And Ngoge Karanja TV family. They came through and they gave us a show at Kameme.
Yes.
I salute them. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the viewers. Thank you for the Kenyans of good work.
Yes.
Because you don't know what you did to Modhoni and Jerry's life.
Wow. You touched her life.
Coming for 2 weeks, then after 2 weeks,
back to India.
At one point, Kathy, I remember I saw as if I'm crazy. But how can I take these children, another child, kwa meza ya theater tena? And I remember calling a friend. Am I doing it right?
Now you're going this year for the fifth, this now 2024.
Yes.
This is the fifth time now you're going to.
I am going now for the fifth time in India.
And now you're going with both of them again ama just one?
Nitaacha huyo mwingine na nani?
Oh dear.
Remember, this is my handbag. Because Njeri is my handbag throughout. So I don't have anyone to live with.
You're going with both of them?
I'm going back with both of them.
Yes.
And I went. It was hard. It was hard and hard. I was almost going to a depression.
Yeah.
But I thank the Lord because I was able to fight it. And we did the surgery. And after the surgery, that is when I started sinking. I was feeling like...
Now the surgery here is for Modhoni.
For Modhoni.
What have they done?
They have put an implant. They did a magnetic implant on the left side of the chest and on the neck. So it was a machine, like a pacemaker, that will control the seizures to happen. As they prepare to come, it will lower the seizures.
The intensity of the seizure.
Calm the brain.
Okay.
If it was to happen 70%, it will happen 30%.
Okay. So it lowers the intensity of the seizures. That and in the implant now, it was put this year?
Yes,
2024?
Yes.
There are two.
April.
One?
Yeah. One on the chest and one on the neck.
Okay.
So they had to do an incision here and here.
So these implants, they are like, they have medicine that they are releasing?
Yes, they have a medicine that they are releasing, and its lifespan is 5 years.
So after 5 years, she'll need to go back for a new one?
For a new one.
Okay.
Because now she cannot live just with the implant alone. We had also to continue with the drugs.
Okay.
So that, with the neuro cases, you cannot just drop the medicine.
Yes,
it will give you a withdrawal syndrome.
Yes,
so whatever will happen, we'll do gradual reduction of the drugs as we give the intense machine to work through.
Okay.
And when we went there, after the surgery for Modhoni, Njeri had a reaction on this. Remember, there was a previous scar on January. She just felt like scratching her back. She scratched the previous scar. It opened.
What? When you are there?
Yes. We nursed it and dressed it, and it was almost closing. And now since that Muthoni was a bit okay, the scar healed, I came back to Kenya thinking, Hule, I'm done. I didn't know.
No, the fifth time you have stayed in India for how long?
I stayed for 1 month and a half.
That was the shortest, imagine. Yes. Oh my goodness.
And that is how we came back on May. And I came with a very little wood. I don't know what happened to it.
Yes, now you're back in Kenya. There is a small wound.
And I don't know what happened to it. I think the reaction of the metal became too much. And the wood opened wider. And at least the tissue around the wood started rotting.
Oh, no.
So I communicated with the neurosurgeon, whoever did the surgery, and he said we should go for emergency surgery. And I had to look for a doctor here in Kenya.
Yes.
And I went to PSL Hospital, and we did 4 hours surgery. They closed the wound, cleaned it, and at least made it fresh, and at least closed it.
Yes.
We stayed in the hospital for 10 days, and it was hard. I remember the day that I went and I was told I have to go to theater. I was screaming. I've never cried screaming, but I remember I gave a friend a hard time. Yes, because I could even ask God why.
And let me tell you,
I have not healed.
Yes,
I have gone to, my babies have gone to India for this 5th time.
Muthoni has a wound.
Muthoni have a wound which is healing. Njeri is here from a previous surgery of 8 hours. I'm back for it. I was not ready.
And every time they are going through the same wound.
Yes.
Now this will be like the 6th or the 5th time to open that wound.
For Njeri, it will be the 5th time.
To open that wound.
Yes.
And you had to do it.
There was no option. Chuma iko nje. You cannot leave the rod outside because you know the air
it will get
infected, and there will be a bit of corrosion.
Yeah.
So I had to do it.
Yeah.
And after that, I realized I'm sinking.
Yes.
I went to a counselor and I started trying to see, am I doing the right thing? Is this the best thing? But whatever gave me energy is how Nicolina used to just being positive. Mom, usijali, itapona. And at some point, you maybe have experienced the same. We could see like our patient or our children are not understanding us, like we are going through the pain.
Yeah.
And utaamka umpige msomo.
Yeah, true.
And I was like, wewe ndio umenirudisha hapa. But at some point, I just asked myself, she have undergone these 5 surgeries. She overcame. Why am I making this mess to her?
Yeah, and that's one thing.
I think the only surgery that I can say I've experienced the 2 CSs, and they are not intense like this. Yeah. So, and I started seeing her as a child.
Yes. It's true. Sometimes you can look at your special needs child and look at her like, this is my pain.
Yes.
My pain is carried in one person. And I think that's not what God wants us to look at them. Imagine them, the pain they are going. They're the one experiencing the physical pain, the emotional pain.
Yes.
You are experiencing, as a mother, yes, there's pain that you carry for your child.
Yeah.
But you have to show them you're strong.
Yeah.
And just put up a fight.
True.
Put up a fight for them. And when you have put up a fight for your children. Wow.
After 2 weeks, we were out of hospital, and they removed the switches, and I was so happy because the opening which was there was almost closing. And I was like, God, thank you. After 3 days, the wound opened again. I called the surgeon here in Kenya, and he was like, come now. Catherine, you don't have money. You're going to do what? Taking the baby back to theater. You don't have otherwise. Sasa nikakuwa numb. Even I don't know whether whatever I'm doing is right. I called few friends and they were like, Winnie, if that is only what can save that child, just do. Badala hii chuma ya milioni 3 iharibike, na this chuma will give you a lifespan of 3 years, go close the wound. And I was like, kwani mimi amuoni mimi ni mtu? And everybody is like, Winnie, you're strong. You are strong. That word is being strong. It's not our option. It's because we don't have other way.
Oh, yeah.
If we had another option, we could have just chosen
Taken
that
it, yeah.
and taken it very. But I took it. After a week, the tissue around the area started rotting again. We opened the wound and started nursing it. We have nursed that wound from June up to today. The road is exposed. Yes. We don't have otherwise. And that is when I came to realize tuko na wale madaktari wanasaidia kuangalia wounds peke. They are so specialized
in wounds.
No, it's come to a very disheartening information that Nicolina have to go back to India. Because now we have tried 2 surgeries here, they are not working. So after advice from these specialists, they said we need to go and check why there is a tissue which is growing. We have at least tried to glue a tissue there, but it's not covering. Yeah. Immediately it grows, it shrinks. So, and it's not able to. When we asked the doctor in India what might be the issue, they said the tissue is not having enough blood supply. So it cannot
grow.
They need to go again and deprill the area, make it fresh, and do a flap cover.
Oh dear.
But so, this is after checking why this area is not closing. Yes, they need to do an intense check up and test with the tissue around the area. Wow. One, the rod, which was there previous, because we changed to a different rod this year, had already affected the area and reacted to the skin along where the rod was. So the same reaction is the one which is affecting us. And again, also this area have been opened
for several times.
6 times. So the same area is becoming weak.
It's becoming.
So they need to see what to do. Either change the position of the rod from there, or else now do that flap cover and know what to do to the area. Because the more we stay with an open wound, the more risky it is becoming, because already it started affecting her bones, the spine bones. And you know what it is. Nicolina lately have been very weak. Weight is not okay, and her feeding it's not okay. We are now back to another system of being on and off hospital. And the challenge with Nicolina's case is we don't get admissions. I don't know why doctors don't agree to admit us. However you go to which hospital, they tell us, no, let's do this, let's do the main thing. We will not admit you because this baby needs to be handled by one doctor. And if the doctor leaves for us the shift, if another one comes and just joke with it,
it's very sensitive.
It's very sensitive. So it's better you. I remember at one point they tell you, wewe ndio daktari wake, unajua nini mnafanya.
You're the mother, you're stuck with her.
I am stuck with her.
And now Njeri needs to go back to India.
Yes.
So again we are at that point. We need money.
We need money.
We need money.
I am looking for 1.8
million.
So that we can get back to India. Kathy, me, I'm not seeing 1.8. I'm seeing this surgical journey.
Yes.
Which is not an easy thing.
Yeah. And I can imagine also what is going on through Njeri's mind.
Yes.
Because the trauma of going to theatre over and over again. The same, I can only imagine how traumatizing it is.
She's opening not sleeping. She's not sleeping, but much is because of the pain of the wound and the infection which is there.
Okay.
She's not also able to sleep because, mostly for patients with rods, when they lose kgs, the rods becomes a bit...
It's causing somehow friction.
Yes.
So at this point, you need to go back to India. When do you plan to go back to India? Funds allow you?
If I get funds today, after 3 days I'll go. Because it's urgent now.
It's urgent.
When your child cannot sleep, cannot feed, the weights are just going down. You cannot just watch. So it's a matter of urgency. I'm looking for always. This was not the time I was looking for fat to go change the road, because there was still that maximum time I could have given
now
myself.
The wound. To address the wound.
5 months addressing it, and it's not working through. The pressures are back.
Really, I can tell you that God who provided for all those 5 times for you to go to India, He will still provide. At this point, I would like to ask you to share your contact with our viewers. We need to send Jerry back to India, and collectively, remember I met Winnie a few days ago. Actually, to be honest, I have heard her story through somebody else, but personally I met her 2 weeks ago, and her story is just something that I can say I can relate maybe kidogo, because your journey has been so different and so difficult, and you have carried it so gracefully. And as you have heard, all those times is people of well-wish that have come through for her, and even as we can do that. Our viewers, I'll ask Winnie to share her phone number and her M-Pesa details, so that we can give her that encouragement by supporting Jerry to go back to India, an open wound that needs to be closed. Even at the point of this interview, she came with Jerry, but Jerry has just been sleeping in the house because she's not feeling very well. And I can imagine even the trauma she's going through, just imagining she's going back for a surgery. So kindly share your number, Winnie. I believe that God will come through. The God that sent angels like Karango to India when you are there, He'll send angels. And we are the angels. So share your number, please.
Thank you very much. I have a paybill number that is 80432601. And the account number, you can put your name or you can put any digit.
Kindly repeat your paybill.
The paybill number is 80432601. And also you can use my M-Pesa number, which is 0724 047 277. 0724 047 277. You can reach out for any clarity. I'm looking forward for any person who will hear this story to come through and assist Nicorina. Save her life. Her journey is long. And to our viewers, thank you very much for the support you're giving Anita, and you're giving the mom and the family. Thank you, Kathy, for giving me this opportunity to be in this platform.
You're so welcome.
May God bless you. And not only bless you, may God take care of your family and Anita as well. Thank you for being a very resilient mom, and always support your daughter. Catherine, I want to put an appeal. Nicolina have to use this supplement, which we use both of them. Any person who can come through and help us will be there to appreciate. And may God bless you.
Like those supplements, let me see.
Yeah.
This one goes for how long?
That goes for 1 week and a half.
This is 1 week and a half?
Because we have to use both of them. They go for 1 week and a half, both of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because of her debt issues, she has her low weight. She needs supplements, and this is some of the things that she uses to boost her growth and to help her absorb as much nutrients as she can. So, Jerry, I keep on referring her to as Jerry, needs so much support to help her with this and even to go back to India. Thank you so much, Winnie, for coming.
Thank you.
I want to say special thank you to Njoro, who connected us.
Yes.
And you viewers, Anita's fans, kindly share these videos for Anita with somebody else. Remember to subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe. If Njoro had not shared Anita's video with Winnie, Winnie could not have known about Anita, and her story would not have aired it here. So thank you, and a parent out there with special needs child, kindly reach out to me. I always say, write for me your contact there, leave your contact, and I'll get back to you. Let us share our stories. Our children, we are their voices, we are their eyes, their ears, their feet, everything, yeah?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.